they were so threatened by my energy that they feel so small compared to me, right? When I'm around them, they don't feel beautiful anymore. When someone's more beautiful around them and they accept that, they psychologically know that this person's more beautiful than them, and they have inferiority complex, or they just have no self-confidence. What would I do to bring her down? What would I do to be on the same level as her? I'm gonna destroy her reputation. I'm gonna talk bad about her. I'm gonna make her feel like shit when she's around me. How do you deal with bullies or people that are insecure about you, insecure in your presence? Before I start this, I would like to say that I was once a bully when I was really, really young. I used to bully men all the time. I would fight them physically. I would be in an aggressive interaction with a male guy when I was younger. That's because I was bullied by my father in my own home, right? He would treat me as a man. He would treat me as if he had a son. He would hit me. He would do all these things. In order for me, I was so angry when I was younger, and I would keep that all. I would repress it inside me. And once I go out, I find a guy. I didn't care about women, and I didn't care about girls my age, and I would fight them. I would be in physical fights with them. I was like really, really young back then. I understand what it feels like to bully. When I got older though, I got bullied because I did not fit in. I did not belong. I did not look like or act like the people around me. I grew up in a place where it was private school, and that was my normal. I grew up that way. I had to go to this semi-private school. The moment I first came there, it was already different from my usual environment. I was just a smiling person in general. I was happy to be in a new environment. Ever since I was younger, I love to be challenged. I love to get out of my comfort zone. I always love to be in a different environment, absorb what I need to absorb, learn, see how different people do different things. And I sat there. It's time to introduce yourselves on the first day of class, you know. The girl's name was called, the guy's name was called. They all went in front of the class, and it was my turn, and I stood up. They called my name Mina. I went to the center. Everyone was clapping, mostly the men. And I saw some girls who like genuinely smiled at me, just look at me like, oh wow, she's so pretty. And it was lunch break. It was done. The first class was done. I saw another beautiful girl, and I liked the way she looked, and she looks approachable and all these things. So when we were all going out, everyone had their groups. It was so weird. How did I not know anyone? Everyone just kind of knew each other. Maybe they were from the same school and just went to college together or whatever, or they same neighborhood, same city. I was from a different city. I came there not knowing anybody, and like I feel like they didn't want to come to me first. They were intimidated, or I don't know. But we were all going down. I ran after these two girls, right? Hey, do you want to have lunch together? They looked at each other like, sure, why not? So we were all talking. And me, as a people pleaser before, just like, oh really, smiling all the time. Oh really, that was so nice, and all these things. I felt like I was so genuine. I felt like I was so nice, and I didn't want people to hate me or anything. I already got attention. I didn't want to be center of attention. I always tried to dim my own light. I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want to be the center of attention. I didn't want all of that. I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to belong. I wanted to be like my environment. And so I thought we were getting along really well with these two other girls. I started modeling. I started being absent in class. We were really close. I thought we were really close with those two girls. We would share assignments to each other. One day I was just, went back to school after like 4 days of not being able to go to school because I prioritized work. Suddenly they were so cold to me. Those who I thought were my friends, were my genuine friends, end up backstabbing me to different kinds of people, destroying my reputation. We were in a party once. This was my last interaction with them that I remember. It really hit me. It really destroyed me at that moment. We were all sitting. These two girls started avoiding me, and I'm like, I already felt weird, sketchy, and like, what's happening? And then they were talking to each other, like doing this. I was literally right beside them. I went out, and they noticed that because I couldn't bear it. Me as a people pleaser back then, I'm like, what the fuck's happening? I'm shaking, I'm nervous. 5 minutes later, one of the girl came out first and say, hey Mina, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I was on the verge of crying. She said, what's wrong? I said, I noticed what you guys are doing and I don't understand why you're doing this to me. She looked down and be like, she was looking guilty. And then the second girl came and you're like, hey, let's just admit to Mina. She already knows. And then the other girl was like, admit what? Admit what? Tell her what? All these things. I said, I know what you're doing. Just explain to me why. And I was like teary-eyed. And they were like, the other girl who first came said like, we're so sorry. I feel bad right now. And we've been talking really bad about you. She admitted it. I said, why? Why are you doing this? I was already crying. And she was like, we're insecure about you. We feel so insecure with you. That moment, I'm like, what? You bully me because you're insecure about me? I didn't get that concept back then. Called the other friend and she said like, hey, let's just admit it to Mina. The other girl was rolling her eyes. Just doing this. You know, she didn't want to be in that moment. And I like so brainwashed. And then after that, I'm like, oh, she said sorry. The other girl said sorry. We hugged and we tried to fix things at that moment. But looking back, and of course going through all of this therapy and growth journey, that's not me anymore. I'm so far from that person now. Thinking back then, that was the one time that I really, where a bully was insecure about me, really cut me deep. And up to this day, of course, there are still bullies around me. It's inevitable. People will be mean to you for nothing. People are just mean in general. They're insecure in general. They just have to be mean. I realized, reflecting on those things that happened to me, why would some insecure girl coming out from her own mouth, she said they were insecure about me. Why would they do that? Why would they destroy your reputation and all these things? That's because they were so threatened by my energy that they feel so small compared to me, right? When I'm around them, they don't feel beautiful anymore. When someone's more beautiful around them and they accept that, they psychologically know that this person's more beautiful than them and they have inferiority complex or they just have no self-confidence. What would I do to bring her down? What would I do to be on the same level as her? I'm gonna destroy her reputation. I'm gonna talk bad about her. I'm gonna make her feel like shit when she's around me. This is why bullies are bullies, because they are so small inside that they have to act tough. They have to act like they're the biggest people on their circle. Because if not, who are they? When they don't show that facade, you will see how small they fucking are. You will see how small, how ugly, how desperate, how much attention they need, how much approval they need. This is why they show off as big bullies, as like, I'm a bitch, I will say whatever I want to say to you, I will treat you like shit. If not, who are they? Also, they admitted to me that their boyfriends, who were seniors at our school at the time, had a crush on me. I don't give a fuck what they said to their boyfriends about me. I'm a slut, I'm a whore, I'm dumb, they can say whatever. And these men won't flinch. You trying to bring another woman down in front of a guy you like just makes you look so pathetic. Just makes you look so small. Men know you're insecure. That's why you try to bring them down. Because that's their language. They feel insecure about another man who has greater biceps than them, who has more money than them. These broke men, these broke boys who are so insecure about themselves, they will try to bring that big build rich man. That's their game. If you, as a woman, show like you're trying to bring another girl down, that's because you're below them. That's because you're uglier than them, that you try to bring this pretty woman down. So the next time someone tries to bring you down, someone tries to be insecure, but someone tries to ruin your reputation, that's because they're below you. They want to get to the same level, but they can't. They don't want to do the things that can level them up on the same level as you. They try to bring you down to go to their same level. And you, listening to this video right now, you should know that you're not supposed to go down to their level. The first thing you do, be unbothered. Don't try to be desperate to look for friends. Do your own thing. Find your own hobbies, find your own passion, join your own club. If you're bullies in a school, join another club. Try to get out of that environment. Stop trying to people please. Stop trying to be nice to your bullies. I did that. One day I got really late in class because it was the birthday of one of those ugly bullies. I brought her a cake. Oh, how nice of me, right? I brought her a cake and I surprised. And when I went inside the classroom, the teacher was mad because I was late. But then when the teacher saw me bring a cake, oh, she's like, oh. And everyone in the class was like, oh. I brought it to my bully's face and I'm like, happy birthday. I was being extra nice to my bully, to my own bully. Did she stop bullying me? No, she just thought that she can eat me more. She can trample on me and make me a doormat more, because the more that she bullies me, the more that I become nicer. Don't ever be nicer to your bullies. Don't. Be unbothered. Act unbothered. Even show them you're not on my level. So be insecure all you want. Stay below me. Another instance. This was like 8 years ago. Recently, probably a year ago, right? I moved to another country, another continent, new environment again, new surroundings again. Because I love that. I love changing my environment. I love going out of my comfort zone. I don't like being stagnant. I like moving out. Here I am in another country, doing my master's, doing another year at university, right? So I don't know the language of these people. This school, this university, it just doesn't, until now, up to this day, it doesn't make sense to me why they would put 4, maximum 5 international students in a group of like 35 people of local students. Of course, these local people are not known to be nice. The stereotype of them are not nice. They're rude, they're mean, they're straightforward, they're whatever. Imagine grouping 5 international students and then the rest are like local students. All the local students who of course don't want to adjust to English language will group up together, and at the end we will end up, us international students who only speak English, stay together. Throughout the whole entire semester, me and these international students just stayed together. I was just minding my own business. I would answer the professor here and there, oh, this is what I think of what you just said. I would give out my opinion. And this other group of both mixed girls and guys kept laughing. At first it didn't bother me, it didn't mean anything to me, but every time that I stopped talking, the second I stopped talking, I would hear them chatter. That was like the 5th time. It's not a coincidence anymore, so I looked at them. And then the faces, I'm here. Their faces, I looked at them, they noticed I looked at them, and they, that's how I knew that it was about me. Now I started thinking, did I do something wrong? Did I say something funny? And then I switched and I'd be like, I don't give a fuck if I said something funny. You don't laugh. Only a bully would do that. Only an insecure person would laugh in public with their other friends because like someone spoke. Either you agree to them or not. That's just low life. That's just like ghetto. Only a ghetto thing would do. No intelligent, confident, classy woman would ever do that. I told my friend, hey, the next time that I try to speak again and you hear a laugh from this side again, let me know, okay? I was already half bothered, but teacher asked a question, I raised my hand and then blah blah blah, I answered, and they laughed again, the 6th time. My friend looked at them and said, yeah, they did laugh. And so I said, I'm gonna talk to them after this class. Because I don't care if I'm not a local, I don't care if I don't speak your language. I enrolled in an English class. Sometimes the teacher would switch to the local language where we didn't understand and he wouldn't even translate it and act like as if we didn't exist. Even if we enrolled in an English class, I wouldn't let this slide, right? Sometimes it's good to act unbothered, sometimes it's good to confront them. This time, I decided to confront them. That was the last class of the day. It was like 5 p.m. I went in front of them, of the 2 girls who were laughing at me. I looked at them and said, hey, I just can't help but notice that every time I would answer, you were laughing. Is there a problem? Is there something that you want to say to me? And they looked at each other. They were speaking their language. They were like, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, because that was not once, that was not twice, that was not 3 times. You laughed at every single time, and just let me know if there's any problem. Oh, no, no. I said, is there something funny? And they said, like, no, no, no. They over-explained, and they said, we were just looking at your side, but we were talking about everyone, if they had, like, brothers or sisters, and we were writing it down. And I said, what's funny about that? So what if I had brothers or sisters? Is there something funny about that? Oh, no, 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 we weren't talking about you and all these things. I'm like, okay, good to know, because I didn't want to misunderstand. I didn't want to feel like you were bullying or anything. I just had to ask. Thank you for responding. And they're like, oh yeah, no problem. Sorry also for like all these things. And then they looked at each other and I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, have a good afternoon. And I left. And that was so peaceful for me. Knowing that I stood up for myself, knowing that I confronted a bully, I felt so great after that. I should have done that a long time ago. Why didn't I do that? Right? Why did I kept it inside me? Why did I put the repression inside me? Why did I kept all that shame when I was being bullied all this time? Now, after that incident, it took me courage to stand up, get up there, think of the words to say. Of course, I called my sister, I shared it. She's like, wow, you really changed, you really grew. I should have done that a long time ago. I shouldn't not have accepted anyone's bullying or bullshit, right? How peaceful would that world be for me? How peaceful would my inner world be? I wouldn't be having sleepless nights. I wouldn't be having anxiety, overthinking, because I kept it inside me. There were so many instances where when I was modeling, a man would ask to take photos with me, put his hands over my butt, and I said nothing. And that was the shittiest feeling ever. And I was able to confront him in the text, in the chat, and he apologized for it. But imagine shaming that guy in that moment where he was actually harassing me. It never happened. After that was like 2 years ago. It never happened after that, right? Because I feel like I changed and I became more intimidating because of all the way I talk, the way I dress, the way I carry myself after all these years. I attracted more of classy people, or like people who know how to act in front of others. When I grew myself mentally, physically, spiritually, I encountered less of these mother effers. If that happened to me again, I would speak up. I would not repress it in myself. I would not have another sleepless night for this mother F ever. They do not deserve my time, my energy, my effort, my overthinking, nothing. They don't deserve my energy. At that moment, if someone harasses you, or like in a public place or whatever, scream at them, confront them, say, what the fuck are you doing? Embarrass them. If it's a woman, confront them in a classy manner. See, I challenge you to go out of your comfort zone and see what's gonna happen. See what's gonna happen. You're gonna thank yourself later. If you keep doing the same things in every kind of situation, expect the same results. You don't change anything. You keep absorbing their bully. Now you doubt yourself. Now you hate yourself. Now you think that you're actually ugly. You're actually worth bullying. Take that out externally, confront them, and be unbothered after that. See how life will change for you. Another instance of, I wouldn't call it bullying. I wouldn't call it insecure. I would call it gaslighting and manipulation. I wouldn't say what her relationship is to me, because it's still happening, right? It's not happening. They're like the bullying or whatever, the gaslighting, manipulation. I stopped it. Relationship to me is still ongoing, despite me cutting her off, right? She's a parent. Every time I would visit her, the respectful woman as I am, I was brought up that way. I was brought up to respect older people. I was brought up to even not say my opinion to older people, or like try to talk back at them. My dad would slap me, hit me every time I talk back, or even if I had my own opinion, right? I was on the extreme side of really respecting older people than my age. And yeah, so I was really respectful. She would give snarky comments here and there every time. She would talk about me in a bad way to this other really close person that I have, right? I would let it slide because she's older. I just have empathy for this person. It doesn't really harm me. That's what I thought back then. It kept going on, right? She would give snarky comment and all these things, and Mina's this, Mina's that. One day, I decided I won't be nice anymore, and I just wouldn't take it anymore. It took me many times to accept her power tripping because of my relationship towards her and her age. It's sad that I accepted that, but the last moment, which is like 10 months ago or something, the last comment that she made to this close person that I have, I said this was it. I texted her a long ass message saying a lot of things, and at the end I said something like, if there's something bad that you want to say about me, say it to my face. Can you imagine her shock when I stood up for myself, which she never thought I would do, because I just accepted all these little things. This is why the moment they first try to do something to you, say snarky comments, bully you, show gaslighting, manipulation, you call it out. The first moment they say it, I kid you not, there will be no second time. There will be no second time because first of all, you won't let it happen. You won't let a second time happen. And second, they will learn their lesson. She's gonna fucking call me out when I say this, when I say bad things about her again, when I do this to her. There will be a fight back when I do this to her, and she's not gonna keep quiet. So I'd rather not do that to her, right? Next time someone does that, no more second try. Do it for your own sake. Be a bad bitch and be like, I'm sorry, can you say that again? Did I hear that right? Did you just call me this? Did you say that I was this? Especially when they're older, of course, you have to be a little bit more respectful, because that's who I am. That's my upbringing. Doesn't mean that you take it. Doesn't mean you take their bullshit. Call them out in front of, you're eating dinner, you're having dinner, she says this thing to you. Please make that the last time that you're gonna say that about me, and have dinner. It takes a lot of courage to do that, but it starts when you start saying no, when you learn to start not accepting bullshit from people. You see, you do your self-growth, you learn discipline, you go to the gym, you listen to podcasts, you listen to YouTube videos like this, you read books about self-help, how to become that woman you want to be. You don't settle for less. Imagine someone doing that to you with all this knowledge, with all this, your skincare, you take care of yourself, you go to the gym, you wake up in the morning, all these things, all these self-help books. Would you accept a snarky comment like that? You don't even talk like that to yourself. You talk with love with yourself. You take care of your skin, you take care of your mindset, you choose your environment wisely, you choose your inner circle wisely. And someone says that to you, you think you're gonna be that kind of person who accepts that? No, dear, you won't, because you don't even accept that for yourself. That's not the treatment that you do to yourself. You give yourself so much more to accept shitty things like that. No matter who that person is, no matter what their age is, once they disrespect you, you do not accept it. You do not take it. You do not laugh. You don't laugh it off. You don't take it as a joke. You call it out. If you want to have a smile on your face, have a smile on your face. That even looks more intimidating. Can you say that again? Next time you have something bad to say about me, please say it to my face. Anyway, that's it for today. And I hope you learned a valuable lesson from my experiences, from the way I shared things with you, from my vulnerability. And I hope you become a bad bitch. I hope you become the woman that you wanted to be. Who do you see yourself in 10 years from now? Act towards it every single day. And I hope you get there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.